Welcome everyone to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk Live. And we welcome you to another edition of the show. My name is Michael Flecha, good old MF, alongside Anthony the Hitman Florio, and we have ourselves a jam-packed show tonight. Of course, it looks like it's going to be a two-man weave. Dee Dee Woodson will not be here tonight. She does have work commitments that's beyond her control, and Michael Bullock is out right now. We don't know if he's going to be on the show tonight. Sometimes he is, other times he's not. So it is down between Anthony Florio and myself. And just like last night on the ridiculously raw, it looks like we're going to be running a two-man weave here tonight. A lot of stuff is going on, especially outside of the world of professional wrestling. We do have game one of the World Series going on right now between the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Cubs. Right now, Indians currently lead it 3-0 in the top of the seventh inning, but Chicago looks like they're making some noise right now. Runner at first and second, nobody out. So we will keep you posted on that. And then also tonight in the world of the NBA, they just started their season. The Cleveland Cavaliers puts a holiday hamming on the New York Knicks, beat them down in at the Quicken Loans Arena during banner night, and in just a matter of moments, two games is supposed to tip off out west. I believe one is the Utah Jazz and the Portland Trailblazers. That's just an appetizer, but the main course is a real big game out west in Oakland. It is the Golden State Warriors, the Western Conference champions and former NBA world champions, and they're going up against the four-time NBA, I should say the five-time NBA world champions. Well, according to my buddy Alex Zapato, it should be six, but that's discussion for another day. The San Antonio Spurs, that's going to be at the Oracle Arena, and that game can be seen on TNT. Plus, we also got some hockey spread out throughout the world, but, this is not strictly sports. This is Cerebral Smack Talk, and I know you guys are waiting for some wrestling, so we're just gonna dive right in. No hesitation, no rest for the weary, and we're gonna jump off with SmackDown Live. So SmackDown Live was held tonight. Uh, and we're just going to kick right off as we witnessed a match. It was no disqualification. It was Bray Wyatt versus Kane, and the winner of the bout in 10 minutes and 35 seconds. Now, this is according to 411mania.com. So, according to 411mania.com, the winner of the bout was Bray Wyatt. But here's the real crazy factor in this fight. Number one, Luke Harper showed up in the match. Okay, clear, obvious, no DQ, so you know the Wyatt family was going to get a jump on. But then Randy Orton came out, and it looked like he was going to even the odds. All of a sudden, bam! The Viper strikes an RKO on Kane. To the shock of everybody, Bray Wyatt goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. The fight is over. And Wyatt, well, we were wondering what the hell happened here. Why did he do it? Later on the night, Randy Orton with I think I can't remember the beautiful baby girl's name. It was
Charlie Caruso.
Charlie Caruso. Well, he tried to get the reason, Randy, why did you do what you did? Well, he said it very clearly, absolutely clear. If you can't beat them, join them. Plain and simple, nothing more to say. Up to the straight to the point, straight to the factor. Oh my goodness, is all I say. But it doesn't make any sense. And that's the one thing I think a lot of people are going to be scratching their heads about. They're like, wait a minute. You had this thing between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt this whole time, and now you're going to turn Orton heel to have him work with the Wyatts against Kane? Yeah, even I was a little floored. Well, first you had to get off the initial shock of the RKO on Kane, and the match was good. I'm going to tell you, I like this fight. I'm going to give this about 2 stars. Solid 2 stars, no doubt about it. Not my fight of the night, not by a long shot. I thought there was actually a few fights that were even better than this. I'm not calling it worst fight of the night either, but I don't get it. I didn't get the logic. I don't get the reasoning behind the match. Well, behind everything, the heel turn, the whole 9 yards. It doesn't. I don't know. I feel like something is not right. Something just, it didn't add up for me. And normally when that happens, I don't know. Anthony, why don't you come on in, my friend? You can take over on this. Yeah, I'm perplexed. Let's just say that. So, with that said, Anthony Florio, it's all yours, my friend.
Now, do you get why I've been so not sold on this feud, MF? Do you get it now? Do you get why this feud has done nothing for me and still does nothing for me, even with this? That's all there is to say on it. So, yes, indeed, Anthony the Hitman Florio, the man who tells it like it is, here for you on this edition of Cerebral Smack Talk here. Yes, I agree with you on the rating. I'm going to give it 2 stars as well. I agree with you on that 100%. It was okay, but it felt very lackadaisical, and they didn't use the stipulation well. If Harper was out there, why didn't he keep helping since it is no disqualification? The Orton turn on Kane is odd. I am sure it will be sold as mind games on Orton's part, but he took out his only ally. And I honestly have no desire to see any more Kane versus Orton matches. The whole Orton-Wyatt feud still does nothing for me. SmackDown Live, other than this, SmackDown Live is awesome. But this is the only thing on SmackDown that I can honestly say is not good. Everything else on SmackDown Live, MF, I got to be honest, top notch. But this is the only bleak spot for SmackDown Live. If they can somehow find a way to make me care about this feud, then okay. But until I see something that makes me want to care about this feud, I'm sorry, I still can't get behind it. I mean, the Orton turn, yes, it was odd, and then when he's that whole thing about if you can't beat him, join him. I think we got ourselves a Daniel Bryan 2.0 angle coming up. As you remember, Daniel Bryan, they turned him and they had him join the Wyatt family, only to turn on Bray Wyatt, and we saw it right here in Providence, Rhode Island. So that's really all there is to say on that. So I agree with you on that. 2 stars. SmackDown Live is a top-notch show. It's way better than Monday Night Raw. This is the only thing this is the only drag down of the show. Sorry. Let's move on.
Fair. No, fair enough. I think even the typical SmackDown enthusiast would probably agree with what you just said, Anthony. But we'll wait and see what happens. Now, let's get into an in-ring segment. It was Renee Young, and she brings out my love, the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. She's back, the last kicker from Dublin, Ireland, and we were wondering what happened to, Becky Lynch. What, she was out for, I want to say, about a month or so, and a lot of people were wondering what happened. We never really got a clear-cut reasoning why Becky Lynch was out. Well, Alexa Bliss came out, and now it looked like she kind of put the pieces together. She claimed that Becky had back surgery and was telling Lynch that she didn't have to hide that. Well, it looks like there's the reasoning, there's the answer, and if that is the case, then we will go from there. So she also talked about her saying that she had a yellow streak down the spine, how uh, how she spoke about ending the fairy tale, and then Lynch called her Dumbo and was saying that she was rushed to the ER and wasn't cleared for to compete. Alexa said that Lynch is a world-class con artist, that she wasn't fooled, and that the next excuse what that she realized that her excuses realized how pathetic her life is means nothing, and suggests that she handed the title over to the rightful owner. Well, obviously Becky Lynch is not going to do that, and they're going to handle it. They're going to handle it in 2 weeks in Dublin. Well, not in Dublin, Ireland, in Glasgow, Scotland, and they are really hyping this, guys. I mean, you want to talk about a major event in Scotland. I mean, this is going to be unbelievable. I mean, normally when you get these type of events, you get like maybe like Monday Night Raw doing Raw Roulette, and that show is like their big show, or like the Slammies or the Draft Night. For SmackDown Live, even though there is no major pay-per-view event, because we got an event this Sunday night, Hell in a Cell in Boston, that's Raw exclusive. This is kind of like, I want to say like when TNA does a live show, they try to make it a big show. For Raw, for SmackDown, this show in Scotland is a big matter. They're making this a huge matter. I don't know how it's gonna come off. Well, Alexa jumps Becky, gets some spray paint, and sprays a yellow streak on the back a la NWO style back in WCW days, when Hogan did that to Macho Man. And oh man, that's all I can say about that. You want to talk about storyline progression? You want to talk about just downright heated rivalry? Oof. Please, 2 weeks can't come soon enough, man. Let this fight happen in Ireland, in Scotland. Let's do it. I can't wait. Anthony Florio, it's yours, man. Are you as hyped as I was about this segment?
Yes, very much so. Remember what I just said. You heard what I just said. The Randy Orton Bray Wyatt thing, that's the only thing holding this show back. Other than that, everything else is top notch. And this was top notch right here. This, to me, was a very good segment. Overall, good segment with both ladies playing their roles very well. More importantly, they have defined roles that you can relate to, which also allow you to become more easily invested. Lynch is the resilient champion, and Alexa is the entitled challenger that has no redeeming qualities as a person. Solid segment that put some heat on Bliss and made the returning Lynch look sympathetic. The yellow paint bit wasn't very effective, as it felt a little tame since she basically ruined Lynch's shirt and pants. Still, I like the way they are building to the Women's Championship match that will take place on November 8th in Glasgow, Scotland. And before I throw it back to you, MF, the Chicago Cubs had a bases loaded situation, but the Indians got out of it with no damage whatsoever, if you can believe that. So it's now bottom of the 7th, still 3-0 Cleveland. I can't believe the Cubs had the bases loaded and they could not cash in. Unbelievable.
That could be huge. That's a game changer right there. That might have just, you don't get that many opportunities in this game. And with the way that the bullpen has been for the Indians, man, that might have been Chicago's possibly their best opportunity to get runs. But we'll wait and see. There's 2 innings left. There's 6 outs left. But yeah, that was definitely a crushing blow if you are for the Chicago Cubs. All right.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
let's go.
Let me just put this women's issue to bed.
Okay, go ahead.
Segment was great, like I said. Of course, this is a little bit of a buddy bowl thing we got going on here. Michael Flecha, like as MF said, he is a huge Becky Lynch mark. I mean, not just because of her in-ring ability, but for her beauty as well. I mean, I know you heard him just moments ago refer to her as my love. Yes, well, that's the way I feel about Alexa Bliss as well. Not just because of her beauty, but also because of her in-ring ability as well. She has gotten so much better over the last year or so. And it's also because of the fact that Alexa Bliss and I share a birthday. I'm 8 years older, but still, I like them young. You know that. So that's all I can say on that. So great segment overall. I already gave you my liner notes on it. That match in Glasgow, Scotland, November 8th. Oh man,
It's getting good.
It's getting good. And unless they have something bigger planned, like a world championship match or anything, why don't you let these two main event it? Hey, it worked for Sasha and Charlotte. May as well give these two a shot at it.
Well, it looks like they are actually building it for Alexa and for Becky to main event this show.
I think they should.
It looks like they are, because there hasn't been no other matches announced up to this point.
Right.
We got to wait and see what the rest of the card is going to look like. Are we going to get a world title fight? Is the Intercontinental going to come into play? It looks like that might. I was thinking the tag team, but it looked like they threw the cards out there tonight. But is there a rematch? Who knows? But yeah, most definitely. I think right now, the main event, if you pencil it in, is Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch for the WWE SmackDown Women's title. It looks like, as of now, this is your main event. And
as it should be.
Can they do a carbon copy of what Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair did in their main event at the Staples Center in LA? I mean, that's going to be very tough to top. But I think these two women can pull it off. Like you said, Alexa has gotten better.
Way better.
Becky is a bona fide star. I think we all can agree with that. I don't think, a lot of people were a little concerned when they strapped her with the title, because obviously I think a lot of people was thinking it should have been Nikki Bella at the beginning. But it seems like now people are really embracing Becky, like I have since day one, that they're embracing her as champion, and the thing is, she's like the girl next door. She's got that little fiery temper, which, that definitely is a great quality to have, but it looks like she's so sweet, like you could relate to her. She's so cool. I think what really made her a total sweetheart, and I think really made her great, was that interview that she had with Michael Cole on the WWE.com. I think that interview actually, it showed that different side of her that nobody really knew, and I thought it really brought down, it pretty much brought her to earth, and we got to see a little more about her that we don't necessarily see all the time. But enough with that. We're going to get into this next thing. It was the Hype Bros going up against the Ascension. The winners of the bout was the Hype Bros. Unofficially, the time was 3 minutes and 51 seconds. All right. I like this fight. This was a good match. Solid. 2.25, 2.5 stars is my rating for this match. The only thing I can gripe about is the time. I wish it was a little more. I know sometimes when you do a 2-hour show, you're a little pressed for time, but I really think they could have gone more with this. I kind of feel like it was, I'm not going to say it was a total mistake. I just feel like they kind of, it was good for what it was worth. It could have been better. I just felt like it needed something more. Let's say that. I'm a tad disappointed, not completely. Like I said, I thought the match could be longer, but that's the only complaint I'm gonna have with this match. But other than that, This was fine. And one other bit of news that I wanted to talk about, which is probably no big surprise, but Heath Slater and Ryan. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna hold that off because when we're talking about the tag team champions, we'll get into that in a little bit because there was a little something, at the end. So we'll wait with that. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. 2.5 stars, despite the match only being 3 minutes and 51 seconds. It was a solid and fun little match right there. I love the fact that they are running matches to make the Survivor Series team. It makes sense and also allows you to fill out the show with meaningful pay-per-view build. The match worked well with the live crowd. It was hard to tell how much of that was due to Raleigh playing up the Packers theme and how much was a case of the fans actually liking the Hype Bros. Do the other teams on SmackDown win squash matches to earn their spots in the tag match? If not, they may have to put some singles wrestlers in makeshift tag teams because there are not many teams in the division. But the Hype Bros are in. Hype Bros will be a part of the SmackDown Live tag team traditional Survivor Series elimination match, the 10-on-10. My Lord, I am looking forward to that. That's the first time, for the first time since all the way back in 1988, we're going to see that 10-on-10 Survivor Series tag team match that we saw in the first two Survivor Series events in 87 and 88. Both of those were instant classics. You got to go on the network or drag out that old VHS tape if you have it. If any of you still have those things. And go back and watch those matches. Both of those were awesome, and I got a good feeling that this one coming up is going to be just as good, maybe better. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I'm not holding my breath on that, but we'll have to wait and see. But the Hype Bros are in, and I still think that I had them in the match all along, honestly. I still think it's going to be them. I still think it's going to be Slater and Rhino. I still think it's going to be the Usos. I still think there's going to be American Alpha. And maybe now, and if the Hype Bros are now out altogether, that probably opens the door now for the Vaudevillains. And then there's your SmackDown Live 5 tag teams right there. Whereas for Monday Night Raw, I feel it'll be the New Day going up against, the New Day, along with Sheamus and Cesaro, Enzo and Cass, Gallows and Anderson, and probably the Shining Stars will probably round out the team, or the Golden Truth. But I'm leaning more towards Shining Stars. So that's all I can say on that. So solid 2.5 stars despite the short match, and that's really all there is to say. So MF talks about how he can't wait for November 8th. I can't wait for November 20th when we get to the 30th annual Survivor Series at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, when we see for the first time in 28 years the 10-on-10 tag team Survivor Series elimination match. That is going to be a thing of beauty. If you haven't seen those first two from 87 and 88, like I said, either watch it on the network. If you have that Survivor Series DVD set that they came out with a few years ago, watch it on that, or drag out and dust off the old VHS tape if you still have it. So, unreal. Can't wait. Let's move on, MF.
Yes, indeed. And I know for a fact that you always were one of the biggest fans of that 10-on-10 tag team. You've always told me about it year in and year out, how you love this and how that was really one of your favorite matches in all of the Survivor Series.
Absolutely.
And you were always hoping and praying that they were going to bring it back. And lo and behold, the 30th anniversary, and it's back.
It's only fitting.
It's only fitting. All right. So let's get into this. There was a backstage moment with Daniel Bryan, the general manager of SmackDown Live, and he was on the phone saying that they need strong captains for the Survivor Series. Well, enter Natalia, and she said that she doesn't want Raw to steal their thunder. That she wanted it to be the captain of Team SmackDown when it came to the women's match. Well, Daniel Bryan was like, all right, I appreciate it. And, you're going to fight Nikki Bella. So this is what I'm going to do. The winner of that fight becomes the captain of the women's SmackDown crew. But the loser is not going to be a part of the women's SmackDown Survivor Series team at all. Like, you're out. You're not going to be in it. So, Nikki Bella versus Natalia, 1-on-1. The winner of the bout by via submission was Nikki Bella. She is the captain. Natalia is out. But after the fight was over, Carmella showed up, jumped Nikki Bella, and actually did the Bella Buster on her. Ooh, you stole their finishing maneuver. That is so foul. How dare you? All right, Anthony, I believe you lead off on this, my friend. So,
Yes.
yeah, it's yours. Take it.
2.5 stars again. 6 minutes and 43 seconds, the time of the bout. It was a really solid outing. Nothing wrong with the work from a technical standpoint, but Natalia's heat felt overly long and bland and lacked intensity. Again, I liked that they were fighting for something and helping to build Survivor Series. They also continued Nikki versus Carmella, which is also appreciated. So, I mean, what else is there for me to say? I mean, to some don't even know the Bella Buster was a thing. But anyway, the broadcast team played up Nikki using John Cena's finishing hold, that little STF, that little variation of it, like we talked about earlier, MF. Was there any doubt that Nikki would be the captain of the Survivor Series team? On the bright side, at least they can't screw a heart at Survivor Series this year, now that Natalya is out of the match. So that's really all there is to say on that. So, it was going to be a tough draw anyway. I mean, what were they going to do? Really? I mean, they had it was basically a play-in match, just like we had with the Hype Bros and the Ascension, and that's exactly and we got that on this one as well. And honestly, I'm going to be real honest with you. I thought they were going to have Becky Lynch as the team captain, considering the fact that she is the SmackDown Women's Champion at this time, and I really don't know what else there is. I mean, I'm kind of, but then again, Nikki Bella. I mean, proven leader. I mean, say what you want about the Bellas, about the Bella brand, and all that good stuff, but she has come so far in the last couple of years, and she has gotten so much better. And I have developed a respect for Nikki Bella and that family. Honestly, I mean, I've even gotten into that. I've even gotten into that Total Bellas. I was honestly on the fence about it, but I've even gotten into that show. Hard to believe, and yeah, they've gotten so much better. Say what you want about them, and Nikki Bella is that proven leader, and I think she'll make a great team captain for SmackDown. It's a shame that Natalya won't be in the match. I thought she would have added something to it, but with her out, I mean, we talked about it earlier, MF. What's going to happen is I think the SmackDown women's team for Survivor Series, Nikki Bella as the captain, obviously. You have to think we're going to get Carmella in there, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and the SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. That's a very good starting five right there. Whereas for Monday Night Raw, I still feel it's going to be Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Bayley, Nia Jax, and it's one of three for me. Alicia Fox, Emelina, but honestly, I'm leaning more towards Dana Brooke because I know how high they are on Dana Brooke, and obviously you're high on Dana Brooke, MF. That's well documented.
Yeah.
Much to the disagreement of Michael Bullock, because
Yep.
Michael Bullock absolutely cannot stand Dana Brooke. And
Well, especially after what happened last night, he really does not stand for Dana Brooke anymore.
amen.
Like yeah. I mean, especially after what happened on last night's Monday Night Raw, I think we all.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm really trying to toe the line here,
Yes, hold the line.
without trying to get you into a rant. But yeah,
I'll go on a Jesse rant if I have to.
I know. Easy now.
Man who tells it like it is, you know.
I know. That's why I'm saying easy. but I do know because of what happened last night. I'm not going to rehash it, but yeah, it was definitely. I haven't gotten to see the whole segment, and based off what you guys were saying, I'm probably going to skip that completely out of the picture. I'm not even
You're
going to
better off.
go. I'm not even going to attempt to try it.
You
I'll
want to
just
watch the
leave it
women's
as
segment?
is.
You want to watch the women's segment from last night? Watch the contract signing with Sasha Banks and Charlotte and Mick Foley. That was must-see television.
All right. Well said. All
Best
right.
contract signing
So,
ever.
oh, wow. Now that's major praise. And now you know why they're trying to hype the fact that even though they're saying it's a triple main event, there's that outside chance that that women's fight could be the main event. But you don't do any type of contract signing without thinking that that is your main event. Come on, honestly, think about it. But it is what it is. We'll leave it there, and then I get right into the next fight or the next thing. That was the Miz, and he cut in a promo about how these are dark times, that it's been 16 days that he is not the Intercontinental Champion, uh, that he runs down Ziggler for being the champion and the whole 9 yards, and he feels sorry for the fans, where he feels more sorry for the legends that helped pave the way, like Pat Patterson and all the great people, and saying that how Ziggler is undeserving of being the champion, how he's not a fighting champion, and the whole 9 yards. Well, okay, that's enough. Ziggler comes out. Uh he doesn't come alone. He has Heath Slater and Rhino, the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They come out, and a nice little back and forth exchange happened. And, you know, uh, Heath Slater was trying to be the comedy haha, saying, I would like to put the belts, but it looks like, recently, I bought some stocks in Puerto Rico. Oops, the stupid shining stars. They tricked them. They probably told them put some investment on their nice little hotel, and the hotel is nice, it's furnished, it's everything else. It's probably a worthless piece of crap, and unfortunately, Heath Slater is on the hook, as they say. But the Miz goats keeps goading him a little bit. Well, Rhino gets a little ticked off, and he's like, you know what? You want me to put the titles on the line against the Spirit Squad, Kenny and Mikey? You're on. Oh my! So we got ourselves a tag team title fight. Nice. The winners of the bout, and still the WWE Tag Team Champions in SmackDown, is Heath Slater and Rhino. 4 minutes and 5 seconds. 2 3/4 to 3 stars. Second best fight of the night for me, and this absolutely worked. I was entertained. I loved it. I thought this was a great match. It was great bodies of work by everybody involved. I love the commentary by The Miz and by Dolph Ziggler. They really played that really well. Everybody played the roles really good. There's really there was nothing bad to say about this segment at all. And as a matter of fact, and I wanted it to unleash this, but I wanted to save it. But I'll confirm it right now. Much to the shock of no one, Heath Slater and Rhino are going to be a part of the Survivor Series team for the Survivor Series, and consequently, they're probably the captains of the team because of being the WWE SmackDown Tag Champs. So, Anthony Florio, it's all yours, my friend. Go ahead. Uh, Take it away.
I'm right there with you. Second best fight of the night, 2 3/4 stars, despite this being another reasonably short bout. That was exactly what it needed to be. I mean, Slater works the Ricky Morton role well. The crowd loves to chant for Rhino's hot tag. The Spirit Squad worked hard, and they looked as if they were about to win through some shenanigans. The crowd was into it. The champions retained, and they also continued Miz versus Ziggler. This was simply fun and made great use of the time given to them. I am still amazed at Slater and Rhino being this over in 2016, but here we are, and it makes for a good time. As for the promo segment, fun promo segment that played well off of Ziggler and Miz's issues, and it also made sense since Kenny did pin Slater last week. I also love how Miz gets under everyone's skin and makes them make questionable decisions. So, all in all, great use of time here. Another reason why SmackDown Live is better, storyline progression, something Monday Night Raw clearly knows nothing about. Well, to some extent. So, that's really all there is to say on that. So, with that being said, I believe it's main event time. Am I right on that, MF?
It is indeed main event time, and it was all right. Now, a lot of people knows this one. It's a non-title match. It is the WWE World Champion AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. Now, if Ambrose does win this match, then he will receive a WWE World Title match down the line in the near future. Well, he brought his buddy James Ellsworth. There was a backstage segment. Ellsworth, just said, that he just wanted to thank, Ambrose for everything. Wanted to give him an opportunity, and said, for the first time in my life, I just want to be, I want to feel like a winner. And he wanted it to be in the corner of Ambrose. Well, he did. Unfortunately, uh, unfortunately for uh, unfortunately for Ambrose, that proved to be a major dilemma. Basically, AJ Styles kind of goaded James Ellsworth, and he hit him with the no chin music. Unfortunately, the referee saw it. Disqualification, bell time as we call it, at 20 minutes, 25 seconds. The winner via disqualification, the WWE World Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. That means Dean Ambrose, I'm sorry, my friend, you're not getting a title shot down the line. You're going to the back of the line. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
What else is there to say except fight of the night? I'm going to give it 3 3/4 stars. I was going to give it 4, but I'm going to take a quarter star away for that DQ finish. But everything else I saw was still great enough for me. Entertaining match with a surprising finish, and that I honestly assumed Ambrose was going to win that thing. I thought Ambrose was going to win. Entertaining match with a surprising finish, and that I assumed Ambrose would become #1 contender. I guess there's really no reason to go there now, since both men will most likely be in the men's Survivor Series match, and there's not a SmackDown pay-per-view until TLC on December 4. I'm happy they didn't turn Ellsworth, but I still wonder if that's something they'll do as a surprise once his character starts to drop in popularity. And I also want to throw in some other notes here. Styles and Ambrose have developed a great chemistry, and that was a damn great match there. If you've ever watched the New Japan Pro Wrestling show on the Access TV, you hear Shinsuke Nakamura, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Okada praising AJ Styles as a wrestling genius and a man that does everything at the ring time. There are times when Ambrose kind of bores me to tears at times, but Styles seems to work to every one of his strengths and allows him to shine while losing nothing while doing so. I thought the finish was fun because it was not a cliched heel turn. Styles continually messed with Ellsworth, and all Ellsworth did was stand up for himself. But in this instance, it was the wrong thing to do as he cost Ambrose his shot at the title. And he may have lost his only friend in WWE by doing so. Styles walks away with the win, and the best part was he didn't do anything really shady. He was a little bit of a dink, I'll give you that, but he didn't really do anything overly illegal. So that's honestly all I can say about that. So 3 3/4 stars, fight of the night, without question. And Styles and Ambrose, one of the 2 best programs on SmackDown Live. The other, of course, The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. So What else is there to say? Fight of the night. MF, what says you?
Storyline progression, great drama. I'm not saying Shakespearean drama, but great drama, and it delivered on every account. I agree. But I'm gonna go between 3.5 and 3 3/4. Again, this was the fight of the night, no doubt about it. I just feel like it was good that it was necessary. I thought the body of work of everybody involved was solid. I don't think there was nothing bad about it. So yeah, no, they nailed it. They nailed this. No arguments for me on this one. So normally I would, you know what, Anthony, I'm gonna let you start off on the overall review. So go ahead, my friend. It's yours. What do you say?
Well, once again, SmackDown Live kicks Monday Night's Raw's sorry ass. That's all I can say about that. They whipped its Rudy Poo monkey garbage candy ass. That's all I can say about that. 7 to 7.5 out of 10 is my rating for this show tonight. I have said it before, and I will say it again until I'm blue in the damn face. 2016 SmackDown is the island of misfit toys, and I really love it. They don't have much, and they have some really odd parts, but they continue to make it work. This was an overall good and, most importantly, fun show this week, with a great main event and the undercard used to build the future matches and Survivor Series. SmackDown, man, it just feels so easy to watch these days, unlike that 3-hour voyage of monkey crap we have to pedal through each and every week called Monday Night Raw. Even with that awesome contract signing segment with Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair, which Mick Foley was the star of. I'm not going to kid you. A little more liner notes here. Entertaining match with a... I already went through that. This is the overall review. That's right. Overall, a decent addition to SmackDown at a time when they have a lot of time to fill without their own pay-per-view to build towards. And that's honestly what else there is to say. So they're continuing to do all the right things. Better quality matches. Storyline progression. Top-notch commentary. Mauro Ranallo, we all know he is WWE's #1 announcer. Amen to that. And then throw in the awesome heel commentary of JBL and David Otunga, brother. You're a much better commentator than you were a wrestler. As a wrestler, you couldn't cut it, but as a commentator, David Otunga, I have gained an incredible amount of respect for David Otunga. I didn't like him as a wrestler, but as a commentator, I am continuing to love his body of work. But then again, when you put him with two great guys like Mauro Ranallo and JBL, they're bringing out the best in him. I loved his commentary last week, especially during the main event, and his commentary again tonight, top notch, especially with the Orton turn and throughout the night. So, Otunga, keep up the good work, my brother. You're doing some great things on commentary. Well done, sir. And that's why SmackDown Live continues to be and will always be better than Monday Night Raw until I see something otherwise from my red brand. And yes, I will bleed the Raw red until I die. Yes, but honestly, watching Raw lately has made me sick to my damn stomach. SmackDown Live eased the pain tonight. That's all there is to say. So keep up the good work, SmackDown Live. You're continuing to do great things. Keep it up. November 8th, you got a big show in Glasgow, Scotland. That's going to be a kick-ass show. And then Survivor Series. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out on top in 2 of those 3 traditional Survivor Series matches. I think Raw will win 1. I just don't know which one, though. I think they're gonna win the women's.
I think the women's is definitely theirs. The tag team goes to SmackDown, but it's gonna be that all 5 men.
It's gonna come down to the men's.
I think the men's is gonna be that's gonna be the tiebreaker. Who because I think
I already know who's gonna be on the team.
To me, I think this, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but I think the SmackDown roster, when it comes to the tag teams, I think they're more superior than Raw. I think when it comes to the women, I'm sorry, it tilts Raw. even though I love some of the women on SmackDown, Raw just has
Yeah,
the bigger names and the better
I
talent.
agree.
I think that's why I think
Yeah,
Raw's going to win the women's.
I agree.
The tag teams, I give a slight edge to SmackDown because when you got the
Yeah,
Alphas, you know, and just the love,
Usos.
the Usos, and just the mere fact of how popular Rhino and Slater are, I think they're going to give them the push. I think they'll push them over the top for that win.
And
And
then on the
then, like
men's
you said,
side, and then on the men's
it,
side, and then on the men's side, let me just say it like this. What I think is going to happen is, I think for the SmackDown Live team, it's going to be AJ Styles, John Cena, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, and The Miz. I think that's going to be a SmackDown Live 5. Whereas for Monday Night Raw, I think it's going to be Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Rusev, and I'll even throw in Chris Jericho for flavor content. What do you think of that
I could
announcement?
see that. I could see that. I could definitely agree with that. I think that would be a great 5. We'll have to wait and
Yeah,
see how it plays out, but I'm pretty sure that.
yeah.
Yep.
I'll put this to bed here. 7.5 out of 10. I gave you my reasoning on it. You already know. So with that being said, MF, let's get your overall thoughts on this SmackDown Live, and then we'll go into your Mikey's mindset, which I know is going to be awesome as always.
7.5 out of 10 is my rating for tonight's show. I definitely agree with everything that you brought up, Anthony. I just really love the fact how it's coming together. And like you said, the storyline progressions. There is no bait or switch. There is that one head scratcher with Orton, the heel turn. Is it a legit turn, or are they playing the Daniel Bryan card again? Even though I think that would have been a little bit repetitive, and I think I just don't feel that it would be more believable because we already saw this once before. But I don't know why they did it, how it came out. We'll just have to wait and see there. But every other thing, from the announcement that, the tag teams, now we have, they did announce that one of the tag teams that's going to be in it is, Rhino and Heath Slater as the tag team champions. Then the Hype Bros, they're going to be part of the tag team Survivor Series squad. So you're already seeing the development of the teams coming to life. Nikki Bella announced as captain of the SmackDown Women's squad. Unfortunately, Natalia, she's out of the picture for now. I think she'll get back in some way, somehow. I think she'll get in. But we'll wait and see what happened there. And then the main event was perfect. I had nothing bad to say about the main event. Yeah, I mean, the screwy finish where, James Ellsworth cost Dean Ambrose a shot at the title. I mean, I think you're going to see something more down the line. I don't think it's going to be an Ellsworth heel. I know a lot of people are really. Some people love Ellsworth. A lot of people don't like him. I know Derek Ferrera's been very vocal about not to sign him on a full-time contract, but I hate to say this, Ferrera, I think he's going to get one because he's enjoyable to watch and the fans can get behind him. We'll wait and see what happens. So that's it for now. Let's get into the the Ring of Honor TV tapings that went down last week. This show that we started first it started with a promo segment by the Bullet Club. It was Adam Cole, Adam Page or Hangman Page, and the Young Bucks, and they talked over about Ladder War from the All-Star Extravaganza, which was 5 stars and possibly fight of the year. And yes, I like I said, I want to make it very clear. If you haven't seen this fight, go to ringofhonorwrestling.com right now and order the iPay-per-view. You will not be disappointed with that fight. It's basically a classic heel boasting promo. It was fine, but it wasn't really needed. But whatever. They just try to do something for the hay of it, just for the love and for whatever the case may be. So first fight of the night, it was War Machine versus Shane Taylor and Keith Lee. War Machine wins it at 12 minutes and 30 seconds. 3.5 stars. I mean, this was um, look, Shane Taylor and Keith Lee suffered their first loss as war continues. This was a very good match. The Haas guys doing all kinds of wild stuff, keeping a tremendous intensity throughout the match. This was really enjoyable, and I'm really loving this feud, which is not over by a long shot, because after the match was over, Shane Taylor basically laid out War Machine with a whole bunch of chair shots. Yes, it was awesome. Next fight of the night was a world 6-man tag team championship tournament first round match. It was uh, Leon Saint Giovanni, Jason Kincaid, and Shaheem Ali against Rex Titus, Kenny King, and Caprice Coleman, the Cabinet, the winners of the bout. And I don't have a time. Do I have a time here? Yes, 9 minutes even. It was the Cabinet. That means it was Rex Titus, Kenny King, and Capri Coleman. They advance. Um, 2.75 of a star. A pretty good match overall, thanks to a really spirited second half. But the Cabinet does nothing for me. But it was fun. The match was fun. Nothing bad to say. And then in our main event, it was Jay Lethal going up against the last real man in professional wrestling, Silas Young, the winner of the bout in 10 minutes and 52 seconds. It was Jay Lethal with the dreaded roll up of doom, 2.75 to 3 stars is my rating. Um, uh, it was going well and it was heating up until the finish. Then it just shit the bed, killing all the intensity that they build up. I didn't care due to the distraction. Yes, there was a distraction by Kyle O'Reilly. He kind of stuck his nose where it didn't really belong. I didn't like that at all. Um, Young losing on TV days before a title shot is horrible booking. If it wasn't a win, they should have just done a DQ finish with everybody brawling to maintain his momentum. Instead, Young loses and poses with the belt, even a smaller chance of winning the title in the eyes of the fans, and even for this announcer here as well. What happened was everybody did brawl. O'Reilly basically um, Bullet Club showed out. He hit Adam Cole with the spine buster. Then Young basically bailed up on the ramp and was posing and had the television championship in his possession. Why, I don't know, but it, to me, this was a 6.5 out of 10 for me. Overall, a solid show this week. The opener was easily best fight of the night. I'm not going to disagree with that at all. But the main event was left to be desired. Now, to Lucha. Here we go. It started with a Lucha Underground world title fight. It was the monster, Matanza Cueto, putting the title on the line against Killshot in a weapons of mass destruction match. Well, actually, no. Killshot was still selling the fact from the Weapons of Mass Destruction match when he went up against Marty the Moth Martinez. Unfortunately, the match ended in 4 minutes and 5 seconds with Matanza Cuerto winning the match. Oh man, 3 stars for me. They had excellent spirit, the perfect example of making the best of the time you have. Mastanza, the monster moves from Matanza. Great comeback filled with fire and resiliency by Killshot. It just got the crowd, and with the crowd being so jacked up with this fight, it made it feel absolutely amazing. I had nothing bad to say about it. This was as good as advertised. And then we had a big surprise. AR Fox, uh, AR Fox playing the man Killshot thought was dead when captured in a war, arrived, and Killshot thought that he saw a ghost. He was revived, they hugged, and then AR Fox basically kicks him and lays him out. Yeah, I mean, you want a WTF moment? You want a holy shit moment? You got it right there. Well, Dario Cueto made a big announcement. That's right, guys. In 4 weeks, in about a month, Aztec Warfare returns. Uh, no one has come close to defeating Matanza, so he doesn't think here that anyone can beat him. So he gives Matanza a real challenge. Matanza will defend the title. Uh, he'll have to start the match at number 1, and he said that Phoenix will have a chance to enter at number 20. Um, Phoenix, Aerostar, and Drago are gonna have to fight it out, and the winner of that fight um gets the number 20, the most coveted spot in Aztec Warfare. However, there is a twist. The losers of the match will not be allowed to compete in Aztec Warfare. That is huge because with Phoenix and Drago, being the trio's champion, for that to be a major fight, um, oh man, this is gonna be a very emotional fight. And the fight went down, the winner of the bout, and the man to get the number 20 position in Aztec Warfare 3 is Drago. He wins 8 minutes, 45 seconds via a pinfall, 3.5 stars. This was a hell of a three-way dance right here. This was chaotic in a good way. While it was a little sloppy at times, they kept a great pace. The fans was into it. Everything they did, Drago was a nice win, and I think many felt that Phoenix would have walked away with the victory and gotten the number 20 spot, but Drago is number 20 for Aztec Warfare. The others are out. Other thing to ponder is that could this cause friction because of the fact that they are the trio's champion? Two of them lost their chance to fight for the Lucha Underground title. Drago is a magnificent a-hole and always messes with friends. This this could this is all great. I mean, from so many different factors, um, this could come out really good, really amazing, and who knows what we're gonna witness. Well, after what happened, um, we go right into our main event of the evening, and this, my friends, is you want to talk about chaos, you want to talk about one of the best rivalries in Lucha Underground. This one is it. Prince Puma goes one on one with Mil Muertes along with the sexy, the beautiful Katrina in his corner. The winner of the bout in our main event of the evening was Prince Puma. 8 minutes, 50 seconds was the pinfall. 3 3/4 to damn near 4 stars. That was a really good main event. They worked so good together. Broke away from a lot of the standard stuff that they do, and the action played off the feud really well. Puma finally gets some revenge after losing the Lucha Underground title to Mil Muertes at Ultimo Lucha, but with it being 1-1, I sense that this is far from over. And hey, for me, I got nothing wrong to say about this. This was absolutely amazing. My overall rating for this show tonight, it was 8.5 out of 10. This was a great show this week with 3 quality and different matches that all delivered on everything. Everything flowed together so seamlessly. This was a kind of a show that I have been waiting for, and wrestling delivers. They set up Aztec Warfare and advanced the angle for up, for future stuff. To me, big 2 thumbs up for this week's show. Man, um, one brief little announcement, and that's from RWA. There is a little bit of some stuff coming out. They did announce that they are starting the fantasy draft. 2 people were selected at random, and they have been selected. They will have the match. Um, Basically, the big announcement is that 2 men have it's going to be an 8-person fantasy draft, like I said. And just give me 1 second on this, folks, because this needs to be addressed a little bit. So what happened that during tonight's show, which was, I believe, really good, up to the point where I was almost going to say awesome, but um, I love what RWA has been doing. Um, so what they did was they did announce that. All right, here we go. So they did announce the 8-man tag, and up to this point, it was gonna be basically Nick Malenti and Jason Brumeyer. I hope if I butchered your names, gentlemen, I apologize. I'm sorry, guys, if I basically it's an 8-man tag, a fantasy tag, as we said. So far, these are the teams up to this point, and I will actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to screen share it for you guys. So just give me 1 moment. Hopefully this comes up. All right. So here's what we have up to the very moment. Now, like I said, this is raw. This is not official yet. So no teams have been announced officially up to this point. All right. Here you go. So this is what we're looking at. For one side of the team, Nick Malenti has selected Shay Cash and selected Frank Champion. The heavy hitters are a team. They are united. They will work together as a unit. Now, the reason why was because Chris Pyro was selected by Nick Malenti as the first overall pick. However, Chris Pyro will not be at the show. Scheduling conflict beyond his control, so he's out, which is a heartbreaker because Chris Pyro was also going to be in the Thanksgiving Throwdown fight. He was the first guy entered into that fight. Obviously, he's out of that as well. So, what also Jason has selected Francesco Abruzzi, uh, and well, his first pick was the Irish Warrior, nice selection, and his second pick he selected was Francesco Abruzzi. Now we don't know who the other 2 are going to be yet on each side. We don't know who the other teams, who the remaining players are, but once we do have all eight, we will have the the further announcements soon enough. So just hang in there, folks. We'll get everybody involved. So we're gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen. Um, we'll see who's gonna be selected on each end. But once we do, we'll give you um all of the people. Sure enough, you'll get to see it. Once we decided who it's gonna be, well, we'll find out soon enough. Now, big announcements coming out is that two individuals have just been announced for the Thanksgiving Throwdown Battle Royale. The first man to do it is this man, the 2016 um, Legacy Cup Battle Royale winner, Judge Chambers. He is gonna be in the Thanksgiving Throwdown Battle Royale. There he is. You see him. The second man that's gonna be in that Battle Royale is this man, the Irish Warrior. Of course, he's gonna be doing another. He's gonna be also in that fantasy tag team fight, but that happens. And plus, he was a co-winner in 2007. So, what are we going to see from the Irish Warrior? We shall see. The third is a major surprise, and even I was floored when I heard this announcement, and that is this man. Yes, that is Dr. Artemis. He is back. He has got some way, somehow, um, he is saying that he's gonna get out of the third dimension. And as a matter of fact, um, I know RWA doesn't really like for me to say anything about this or whatever the case may be, but I've heard on good authority. Now, this is not confirmed, but he says that he has found a way to get out of the this dimension wherever Tom Billington has put him in. Now, it's weird because the other day my cell phone went a little wonky, and it was weird because normally I got a Samsung Galaxy 5S. I'll even admit it. So for all you guys out there, that's what I normally rock with. And if something was weird, something did not go right with my cell phone. It was acting strange, and this has happened once before. And that was when Dr. Artemis Kavapot tried to contact me from that different dimension. Now, I don't know why, I don't know how it happened, but it happened again. Artemis, I don't know why you're trying. I don't know what. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave food for thought. It's getting interesting. That's all I'm saying. If it's possible that he does show up, oh my goodness, is what I'm gonna say. All right, guys. So that's it. Um, there is really nothing more to say. It was an amazing evening. That's all I can say about that. Thank you to the great fans for watching the show. You guys are awesome. I mean, you guys are the best fans in the world. You guys already know that. Um, there's really nothing more to say. So this is what we're gonna do. Thursday night, Thursday night, we're gonna have our edition of College Football Thursday. Basically, it is a big week in college football. We got some major shakeups in the power poll. How's that going to play out? Well, you're just going to have to wait and find out and watch. Then Friday night, yes, it's another edition of the NFL Friday. major shakeups in the power rankings. We're gonna have a brand new number one. So many factors has played in. Saturday night is the preview for Hell in a Cell. Unfortunately, it's going to be at 11 p.m. Eastern. Anthony Florio is hosting that on the Tone 25. He is also hosting the recap on his channel on Sunday night after the show goes over. No ridiculously raw. I know you're saying what? Wait, what? No ridiculously raw. Why? What happened? It's Halloween, people. So they give it. So the good people of the producers, Derek Ferreira, they're giving us a free night off, so we're gonna get to enjoy the night. And besides, I was gonna be out on the road anyway, so I probably wasn't gonna make the show anyway. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna. It's a good thing that they didn't do it. Now I don't know if we're gonna do a Cerebral Smack Talk. As of now, we are set for next Tuesday night right here on Raceman 95. Please keep posted. If we are gonna do it, I'll let you know. Just to give you a brief little update on scores, the Utah Jazz is leading the Portland Trailblazers 77-73 with about 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Also, uh, also, I do want to give you an update that, well, unfortunately, we got a commercial, so I can't help you on the NBA. But just give me 1 second. But I can also let you guys know that we're also keeping our eye on the World Series. It looks like it probably will be a Cleveland Indians victory. They are up 6-0 in the top of the ninth. There is one out. We're a runner at second base. It looks like Cleveland will take the 1-0 series lead in the World Series. And as far as the NBA goes, um, we actually are. Let me see. Is there any other updates? No, it's not. So we'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like this video. Please leave a comment. What do you feel about everything that has happened up to this point right now? There's really nothing else to say. And until then, I am Michael Flecha for Anthony Florio, in spirit Derek Ferreira, in spirit Michael Bullock, and Dee Woodson. Thank you so much for watching. So long for now. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you guys on Thursday night. You've been watching the Cerebral Smack Talk on YouTube.com. So long for now.